All right, this is to answer a question I received about mouthpiece pressure and braces and how to deal with that. Now, it's natural because there is compression that needs to happen inside the trumpet. What you put into the trumpet is also going to come back. It's just basic science and physics, equal, opposite reaction. So what happens is we have a tendency to put pressure on because we need more compression inside of the mouthpiece or into the horn. And how we can help with that is to imagine that the end of your bell is like a little tire gauge. And you're trying to keep that gauge at a certain level. I always tell my students, pretend there's a gauge up here and it goes from 0 to 100. And you want to keep it around 20, at least 20. And that's just for playing, pianissimo soft. And with that, you're trying to keep the pressure in the instrument at 20, which means your body is going to put enough energy into the horn to keep it at 20. You don't want to put the energy here against your lips. You want to put it into the horn. And we don't want to think about blowing as in volume. We want to think about blowing as in pressure. You're trying to compress it, trying to push it. And we only want to go to 20. We don't want to go to 30, 40, 50. We want to go to 20, especially if you have braces. You may even think about going to 10 or 15, just so you can feel the air moving into the horn and keeping it. Now, as you ascend to a higher note, you want to keep the same idea. You want to keep the pressure at 20, even though it's going to take more effort to keep it at 20, but not a lot. If it starts getting too much effort, then visually you got to think in your mind, oh man, this is getting tough. I'm not at 20 anymore. I'm now at 50. I'm halfway there with the compression. No, get it back down to 20. What that will do is free you up to think about finding easier ways to get the compression where it needs to be. And I always show my students, first, if you want to, set up with a squeak. That will set the embouchure in a very receptive way for the air to come through with it. And in keeping that idea of that pressure gauge there, with the squeak setup, you can now play the instrument and let the instrument do the work for you. So I hope that helps, okay?